Last thing to go over, okay? Shout out to Mr. Henry here. All right. Football coach, as the people overseas say it. Apparently, he has some things to say about our boy Popovich. So I want to take a look. Well, actually, is this on Paramount Plus? Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna get copyright claim, bro. It's inevitable at this point. Let's speed it up a little bit. Speed it up, keep it small. Maybe we'll be okay. CBS Sports.
I'm with you because I know you're an NBA guy. I know you're also somebody obviously who respects coaching at the highest level in any sport, and I think there was something you wanted to touch on too.
Sport.
Yeah, I mean,
Did I do that right? Sport. I can't do it.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw.
Yeah, El Jefe. Sorry.
Popovich stopped 29 years as the coach of the San Antonio Spurs. You know, I got the chance to meet him with Tony Parker when I was going there, and I always was well received. You know, with Alcide before, that was there also with Coach Forbes, that he will stay also 29 years. I mean,
I swear I thought he said Brent Forbes. Don't bring up Brent Forbes.
he's a bit, you know, like Sir Alex was in our game. He's gonna go up to be the president of operation, and so you know, I always, you know, I never had the time to thank him because of the discussion I had with him. He gave me a lot of advice to know what it is to be a leader and have the key of the team, because I used to have a discussion with him about how he did it, you know, when Tim Duncan was the man, and then suddenly Tony somehow went to a certain level, and I was like, how do you deal with Tony Ginobili and Tim Duncan? And we were talking about that. He was always available to speak, and you know, it's just a great guy, and like he had a t-shirt the other day, so I would say all the very best, Jefe, because that's how he said El Jefe. Yeah.
Oh God, ruin a good thing. Sorry. El Jefe, the boss. Yes, well, that was nice, Thierry. Much respect, yeah, from all of us.
Dang, dude, it's like people you expect it to talk about Popovich, and then it's like something that just comes completely out of left field. What the heck? Yeah, Pop has influence all around the world. This is actually insane. So I know this isn't about Mitch Johnson, but obviously everyone knows Popovich is great. All right. We all know that. You guys know that. I know that. He's awesome. People that don't think so, they're weird. They're weirdos. We're gonna shame them. Okay. They're not allowed on this channel. We all know this. But I will say with Mitch Johnson, I think that this is actually a phenomenal transition. The more I thought about it, the more I sat with it, the more I'm like, I understand it, right? I brought this up plenty of times, but I'm going to continue to say it because I think that these are important points when talking about transition into Mitch. So number one, we all know that we've had some issues with Mitch Johnson's lineups, right? We've been upset with him not rocking the boat enough. At least I've been upset with this. Not a lot of people have been upset with this, but the not being able to, or not attempting to utilize Blake Wesley and Malachi, even though I don't necessarily think that Malachi will be able to be with the team super long or anything like that. But at the end of the day, they're on the roster. You can utilize them, but he chose not to, right? And it seemed like he just stuck with his few guys. Like Chris Paul, you're going to play. Harrison Barnes, you're going to play. Our starters, they're going to play as many minutes as humanly possible. And I know that we've had injuries. I know that we've had Devin Vassell, have some stuff up and down. I know that we've had Jeremy Sohan have some stuff. Obviously, Wemby ended up having his stuff. Fox, right? Like, we've had some injuries during this season, so I'm not going to act like everything been peaches and creams or whatnot. But what I will say is he hasn't really had the ability to rock the boat, Like, because he was an interim head coach, there's certain expectations that come with that, right? Like, you're keeping the seat warm for your coach to return. I truly do believe, because some people were upset that the Spurs weren't announcing whether or not Pop will be back, like for sure. I don't think the Spurs knew. I think they legit were waiting, being respectful towards Pop and allowing Pop to make that decision. Had no doubt in my mind that Pop would make that decision, right? Like I kept saying I didn't think he'd be back this season. And then I was like, once he didn't come back this season, I was like, guys, I don't think we're going to see him again, right? And I felt as if he was going to make that decision. He's a stubborn man. Some people say it was selfish. I don't think it's selfish. I think it's just stubborn. But even yet, the man was so hold on, let me show you guys something. You probably don't. Popovich stubbornness was on display, and you probably completely missed it. I'm gonna ask the chat. I'm gonna show you guys something, okay? I'll show you guys something. Look at this. Take a look at this. He is being stubborn right here. Can someone explain to me what is it? All right, this is like some Where Waldo stuff, okay? How is he being stubborn? How is he going out with a blaze of glory? Anybody in the chat? Can you see? Can you spot it? This is Kane. Yes, Kane. He not using the cane. He didn't use the cane at all. Walking in, walking out, and the whole time Tim Duncan had it for him. I guarantee you he was using it until it was time for the cameras to come out. He showed up for the show, right? So he's a very stubborn man. It's a good thing. You know, it means he's a fighter. He's always been a fighter. He's always cared about winning. And whether that be, you know, on the court or whether that be off the court, he's a winner. So I'll say all that to say this. I don't necessarily think that he's selfish. I thought that this was one of the most unselfish things he could have done right here, but his stubbornness was on display, and that's what it all came down to. So you're kind of waiting for this guy to come back, right? You're waiting for him to get healthy, take his team back, and that's the respectful thing for Mitch Johnson and the crew to do. So we haven't really gotten to see him take over the team himself. So to make the assumption that, oh, everything's going to be horrible might be a little unfair, right? Another thing, too, goats don't need canes. That is true. Another thing, too, that I think is can segue into this is that Mitch Johnson, let's be real, he's a Pop's assistant. Popovich don't make just anybody his assistant coaches. We can obviously look at the Pop tree, and hold on, I actually, let's bring up the Pop tree. Hold on, we'll bring up the Pop tree. You can look at the Pop tree and see that there's many good coaches that came out of that. Now, not all super successful. I mean, they're successful in their own right, but not crazy successful, only because, you know, there's a lot of factors. You got to have good enough players around you. But look at this. Look at this Pop tree. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Obviously, there's some notable names in there that have been quite successful. Where's Steve Kerr? Am I tripping? I see Will Hardy. Okay, Becky. Where the heck is... Oh, Steve Kerr's down here. Okay. I was like... Oh, Steve Kerr should be like the main one. He's like the most successful out of the Pop tree. You got Mike Budenhauser, Taylor Jenkins... Like so many freaking coaches. And you know what the crazy part about it is, the main coach that I wanted was Taylor Jenkins, right? But he's from the Pop tree. So I think it just might be a little unfair to just assume that Mitch Johnson, who's a part of that Pop tree, can't somehow end up being a very good head coach in the NBA. So like I said, Pop don't just let anybody be on that bench with him. It's guys that he trusts. There's guys that he will lean on for their opinion, and you know, so on and so on. And also Mitch Johnson has been with us since 2019 or 2016? I think 2016. So he's been acquainted with Pop for a very long time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put my trust in the franchise that everything will be okay with that. But also, and this is probably the most important thing, and I keep saying this, it's like a Simpsons poster a little bit. I keep saying this. Okay? I keep saying this. There is no way whatsoever that Mitch Johnson becomes the coach and Wemby didn't want it. Some people try to make the statement that's very foolish, in my opinion, that, well, he's really young, they're not going to listen to what Wemby has to say. Everybody that's worried about whether or not you're going to lose Wemby, that type of attitude will make you lose Wemby. The Spurs understand the importance of everyone being involved in their decision making. That doesn't mean that, if you really know that this is a good deal that you're getting ready to make, that you need to make sure like Wemby's okay with this very specific thing that, hey, Wemby, should we trade away this draft pick? That's not what we're worried about. But they will ask, hey, we're thinking about getting this player. Would you be content with playing with them? And if he say yes, you're good. And it's the same thing with your coach. Probably even more importantly with your coach, right? Like, hey, because Mitch Johnson has shown off the court, stuff that we haven't seen, a certain amount of leadership that a lot of people in San Antonio and the Spurs front office adored, right? And if Wemby just said, hey, I don't want to work with Mitch Johnson, he's not that great, they're not going to get him. They're not going to force Mitch Johnson. That sounds really bad. I was about to say something. They're not they're not going to force the Johnson down. Okay. No, they're not going to force Mitch onto Wemby. They're just not. They're not going to do that. There's other coaches available, and if he didn't want Mitch, they would have did some interviews. All right, well, let's do some interviews. Let's figure out who we can bring. Well, yeah, I know. Ayo, I know. I corrected myself. But with that being said, we should give Mitch Johnson a try. We can give him a chance. A legitimate chance, too, guys. Not like the middle of the season, it comes and we're not as good as we want to be. Like, no. I mean, a legit shot. And I think even with this being his first official head coaching job for the entirety of the season with his team, and him being able to instill his ideology and his thoughts and, his specific analogies that he wanted to tell the team. With all of that, I still think we make the playoffs. I don't think that this prevents that whatsoever. Coaching is very important. Let's just put our faith in him a little bit, trust the process, and see how it goes, right? You guys wanted a young coach. We got one. So just give him a little faith. It was a lot of criticism towards Brian Wright's way as well, but obviously that turned out great. I'm not willing to be as hype as I was with Brian Wright because pretty early on, I really liked Brian Wright. But with Mitch, I'm willing to at least give him a couple seasons before I start being a jerk, I never wanted a young coach. I wanted a seasoned coach. Hey, man, I'm with you, bro. I mean, I wanted... Well, Taylor Jenkins is a young coach, but I wanted Taylor Jenkins or Mike Malone. But like I said, all those reasons that I brought up, they're good enough reasons to just have him. And also, the Spurs do have a certain plan. And keep in mind that Brian Wright, when he got to the team in 2019... Wait, was it 2019? Guys, I keep mixing it up. It's 2016, right? Okay. Yes, 2016. When Brian Wright got to the team 2016 with Mitch Johnson, they both were in communication as far as what the future of the team could look like. He was in the rooms of these discussions, right? So they're like, hey, you're on board. You understand. Let's keep this bad boy going, And if he's not good enough, you can switch him out, but at least give him a shot. Steve Kerr's rotation scare me. That is true. He has a dynasty. Caps, there you go. Just assuming things again. I don't know what your inference is based on that. You're just saying things, man. You're just saying stuff. Stop saying things. Anyways, good stuff.